Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am your host, Bob Benham. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. Of course, there's lots going on in the world as usual. Um, None of it good, especially with Iran, them playing their games as usual. Uh, it's just. Uh, it has been a long time coming that something had to be done. Uh, it's been 47 years overdue since the Iranian um, uh, those rotten bastards took over um, and took the overran the American embassy and took um, the hostages and all that good stuff, and um, the radical regime and all that crap. And they needed to be ran out of town 47 years ago, and it didn't happen. Um, and it took six presidents to finally get the job done. And it's taking a little bit, which it that's to be expected because you've got the holdouts that they're not. These idiots are not going to just fold up and uh, run or fold up and say, "Oh well, we surrender. It's over." These are radicals, okay, and they are not going to stop until they're dead. Um, this is the one thing that kind of pisses me off about the whole supposed working out a deal thing. There is no deal working with these assholes. Um, we've worked how many deals out with them over the years, and not a single one of them has ever proven to work. And every one of them has been broken by them. Why? Because they don't care. These buttheads are terrorists. Terrorists, you don't negotiate with terrorists. That's rule number one. You do not negotiate with terrorists. So to say that you're going to make a deal with them is the most ignorant thing you can say. Um, and that's what has me so perplexed about Trump, President Trump, saying that they're wanting a deal. They're wanting a deal. They don't want a deal. Yeah, they're claiming they want a deal, but they don't want a deal. That's the last thing they want. They don't give a rat's patootie about a deal. They claim they do, of course. Oh yeah, we want a deal. Yeah, we want this to stop. No, they don't. They just need time to rebuild their armament, rebuild their uh, army, and get some more people radicalized and get it all rebuilt, and then bam, it's on again. They don't care about anything else than that. This is all out war to them. That is it, plain and simple. They don't care about anything else. They never have, they never will. 47 years of this shit should tell you that. Period. I mean, how hard is it? How hard is it to figure out? It's common sense at this point. And I am so tired of all this back and forth and this, oh, well, we're going to try to figure this out and all that. No, the only thing that figures this out is to wipe their asses out off the planet. Take them all out, and that's the only way it's going to end. Period. Done. End of story. I just don't get this whole pussyfooting around crap. It, I've, when I first started thinking about doing this podcast, I thought, oh, I'll be nice and try to keep it clean and all that crap. But you know what? The Democrats don't seem to give a shit about it. And they say some pretty nasty stuff about the Republicans and all that stuff and conservatives and are pretty nasty about how they treat issues. And you know what? I don't care anymore either. It's got to be said. It's just got to be put out there, flat out, no holds barred. It's got to be said. Because there ain't no other way to put it. It's not going to be done right. Period. Nobody wants to do it right. Everybody wants to take the high road. There is no taking the high road with terrorists. You have to take the low road because that's all they understand. Osama bin Laden said it perfectly. The United States loves life. We love death. That's the difference between us. Hello. That puts it all in perspective, doesn't it? Puts it in perfect perspective. That's terrorism versus us. And it's like, right now, I mean, there's so much of this crap with the Muslims going on in this country that it is another thing is just pissing me off to no end. And that is these Muslims are declaring victory right now in this nation by doing these calls to prayer over loudspeakers in our cities and then having their little things, calls to prayer, outdoors in public and shutting down public squares, public parks, all that crap to hold their prayers. That's declaring victory. We need to stop that. This is not in the name of religion. This is not expression of freedom of religion. This is declaring victory. The sole purpose of Islam is to wipe out the infidel. And this is declaring victory. They have got a stronghold right now, especially in New York City, because they've got one of theirs at the top. And he's not stopping it. He's actually encouraging it. He's not doing it publicly, but he's doing it back behind the scenes. And by holding that supposed meal, whatever the hell that thing for whatever supposed claiming it's a religious meal or whatever in the mayor's office, by doing that, that's declaring victory, people. And he's a radical Muslim. Trust me. There are no such thing as moderate Muslims. No such thing. And that's been proven time and time again. And to try to say, oh, but no, 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 they're just sleepers. Former U.S. Attorney Andrew McCarthy said it the best. There are no moderate Muslims. And he's speaking it from experience. They hate us. When they're standing in Times Square or in Philadelphia chanting death to America, I'm sorry. They ought to be rounded up right then and there, taken to jail to be processed out of the United States. Because you do not get to chant death to America in the United States. That means your allegiance is not to here. Therefore, you do not belong here. And you are not welcome here. Your ass needs to be gone. Because if not, that war is coming soon, real soon. And they are openly calling for it by doing all this stuff right out in public. It's incredible. It is absolutely incredible. And the worst part about it is our mainstream media even saying anything about it? Not a word. Not one word. Why? Because they're all for it, just like the Democrats. The Democrats have been calling for the total destruction of the United States for years. And it was amplified when Barack Hussein Obama said, "Join me as we fundamentally change America." I don't want to fundamentally change America. I believe what was the Constitution as it was written. I think it's one of the best documents in the world, if not the best. That's why it's lasted this long. There's not there's nothing wrong with it. Is it perfect? No. No. There's nothing in this world that's perfect, but it's about as close to being that way in this world that it can be. You don't see any other country in the world being anywhere near what we have, anywhere close. And why is that? Hmm. They all think they can do it better than us, and they end up screwing it up badly. Our forefathers were geniuses. They were beyond genius. Plus, they had the power of the Holy Spirit helping them write the Constitution as well as the Declaration of Independence. And when you have God behind you and helping you, you can see way into the future. And they look, 250 years later, we're still here. And there ain't very many nations that can say they've lasted that long with the same founding documents. Not very many can. Most of them have had rewritten constitutions, rewritten whatever. I mean, how you look at, gosh, how many times British parliaments, Canadian parliament, all these other countries, they've changed governments more times than you can think, and then they've had to rewrite the rules and rewrite this and that and everything to keep on going. We've had the same system of government. Hasn't changed. Same type of elections. Hasn't changed. I'd say that's a pretty good deal. I'd say it's a real good deal. A little bit hard to beat that. But I am tired of the crap of all these morons from the left. They're so just, I mean, totally. This Trump derangement syndrome. I am here to tell you, psychologists and psychiatrists, there is there is no doubt in my mind that they can classify this as a syndrome, as part of a mental illness, because these people are out of their freaking minds. Just out of their minds. I mean, for them to say some of the stuff they say, and they're so willing to dump their own nation just because of who's president? That's nuts. I mean, I put up with 8 years of Obama. Did I like it? No. Did you see me out in the streets rioting and all that crap? And no. What about Biden? God, I really couldn't stand it under Biden, for crying out loud. The guy was an imbecile, and well, I mean, he was basically, I want to say, I will, in Biden's defense, he was definitely, without a doubt, suffering from from dementia, some type of dementia, and I don't know why his wife was never arrested for elder abuse, or any of those that were around him for pushing him out front like that and continuing it. I don't know why his cabinet wasn't arrested for failure to invoke the 25th Amendment and keep it, for not having him removed from office, because he clearly could not perform the duties of office. Now, granted, in a lot of ways, I'd rather have him with dementia and all at the top than who was second in line as president, because she didn't have dementia. And even though she was much younger, she was about the dumbest piece of shit I've ever seen. I had a whole lot less education, formal education. I'm going to clarify that, than her. But I sure can answer a whole lot more questions on a whole lot more topics than she can. Because she is plain fucking stupid. And that's all I can say about that. That is all. And for them to try to bring her back to run in 2028, oof. I don't know. I might have to try to figure out a way to get my name on the ballot. Anyway, but I think they played it smart keeping her away from that, because we would not be a nation right now. No way would we have made it with her in charge. No way. Uh, anyway, back to Iran. And these jihadists. The only way to deal with them is to kill them all, down to the very last man or woman, because these women are just as radicalized as the men are. And it's it is crazy that how much um, this 1,400-year-old cult has spread like wildfire, and how many simple minded people have fallen for that bullshit rhetoric. It is, I, when I hear them speak, and when I hear them talk about the prophet and Allah, I just want to scream, because I know how evil it is. I studied theology, quite a bit of theology, as a matter of fact. So I have a fairly, I'm not going to say I'm an expert in theology. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, like I tell you all the time, I'm no expert in anything but life, living life. But I do have some knowledge of different things, because I've studied things, I've been to school on things and all that, learned about different things. But I've had several theology courses, and Islam, they try to pass off as a religion. They also try to pass it off as a government because of Sharia law. They try to pass it off as a way of life. Um, so, I mean, it's about control, plain and simple. It's all about control. Either you follow it, follow it faithfully 100%, or you die, or you become a slave. It, you don't have much wiggle room there. There's no negotiating on that either. Oh no, you can't negotiate that. You can't say, oh, well, can't I just kind of, not believe in this part, but believe in this part, or just kind of, I don't really want to be a slave, but I can't I just kind of work between? No, there's no negotiating. It's either you believe 100% and you live it, or you're a slave, or we kill you. we behead you. There's your choices. And even then, we may not give you the choice you want because you may choose slave, but we may still behead you just because. Think I'm kidding? Go on over there, see what I mean. Somehow we've forgotten about how they treat non believers. Because I seem to remember a whole bunch of videos coming from over there right after 9/11, right after we invaded Iraq based off the weapons of mass destruction, which they claim was a lie. And I'm here to tell you right now, I don't think it was a lie. Um, we only gave Saddam Hussein, what, a year or more notice that we were coming for him and the weapons of mass destruction. What do you think happened to him? Do you think that he just said, yeah, right, and just kept them? No. They're buried in the desert somewhere, or he had them hid somewhere, or hello, Syria, they were using weapons of mass destruction on his own people. Maybe they were supplied to him. Just saying. Um, you know, how stupid are people? You know, it's not hard to figure out. It is not hard to put 2 plus 2 together. Um, I don't understand why we are so narrow-minded here in this nation. And we were never that way. I mean, all of a sudden, over the years, it just we went for this and just got narrower and narrower and narrower. And now we see through this little narrow crevice, and we don't see anything outside that. We don't. There's so much more going on, and we need to be aware of it. China is eating our lunch militarily. They're building up forces so fast, they're making our heads spin, building up military equipment and stuff like that. We can't match it. Now, granted, they don't have the people trained to use it, or but it ain't going to be long. Now, the beautiful part for us is we have weapons that are crazily just technologically wise, just almost futuristic, that we can just almost do anything. I mean, now we've got they've got the lasers now that can take down missiles and stuff like that. And man, When they get that stuff fully operational, instead of having to fire a missile to take down a missile, and they can just fire a laser at it for pennies. I mean, that's, you know, crazy. Because it doesn't cost anything. They just, the ship's already generating the power. All they got to do is aim the laser, fire it off. That missile's toast. You don't even have to, I mean, you don't have, I don't forget how much they spend on building these missiles. I don't know. Anyway, but I'm digressing again, as usual. uh, I don't know. Anyway, but we the whole Middle East has just turned. When you look at the history of the Middle East and the different types of civilizations that used to exist and to what it is now, and you look at the different, even now in Africa, you used to have the different tribes in Africa and the different clans and stuff like that. And you see what is happening there with the invasion of Islam, um, especially like in Nigeria, where they're killing off the Christians uh, by the thousands. Um, it is totally unacceptable. Um, and if you don't think that's coming here, you are sadly mistaken. Like I said, they're already declaring victory here. And it's all you got to do is like I said, look it up on YouTube of the call to prayer uh, uh, speakers and blaring in Brooklyn, New York, and in New York City um, already. And this is only what the guy's been in office 3 months, and they're already doing it. Uh, they're already, tying up Times Square, tying up these city parks, uh, doing these calls to prayer right out in public. And it is a show of force. It's a show of victory. They've won. That can't happen. Not here. Not in the United States of America. We fought them way back at the end of the 1700s, early 1800s. We already fought them and beat them once. We can't have that here. And we fought them during Iraqi freedom, all that, to keep that from happening here. And Joe Biden let them all in, opened the borders and said, yep, have at it. Come on in. It's all yours. Have fun. And this is not, mark my words, this is not going to end well. Do you really think they're going to leave, not peaceably. No, not not peaceably. No. It will be it's just not gonna go well. What else are we gonna do, though? What I mean, and it's gonna take those of us in our neighborhoods, those of us that live in our cities, in our towns, to take care of the problem. The military can't. The military's busy taking care of other crap across the globe. They don't have they can't do it. The National Guard, not enough of them. And the Constitution does allow us to form militias. It's one of those things that's nicely written. Second Amendment. Second Amendment's beautiful. You know, there's a lot of the things in the Constitution is just brilliantly written. And unfortunately, you got all these left wing libtard idiots that want to take it and twist the words and say, no, it doesn't say that. It means this. No. Look up the word in the dictionary. That's what it means. It doesn't mean what you think it means. It means what it says in the dictionary. So therefore, that's what it means. And that's why they have it there. I am so sick. It is so sickening to me. The leftists in this country, the way they have completely, completely embraced evil. Anything President Trump is done, or doing, they're completely for the opposite of that. So it's like the Save America Act, where he wants to have it where you have to prove show your ID to vote. No big deal. No big deal. You have to show your ID for every fucking thing else. So what? You walk up to the polling place, you pull out your driver's license, you say, here you go. They look, yep, it's you. Here's your ballot. How fucking hard is it? Oh, no. Democrats say, no, can't do that. It disenfranchises all these people. No, it doesn't. The only people it disenfranchises are the illegals that you imported into this country to vote for you. That was the whole reason for this mass migration in the first place, and you can't fucking deny it. You think we're that stupid that we didn't know what you were doing. You people are the most open booked dumbasses I know. Because whatever you do, we already know the nefarious reasoning behind it. It's not hard to figure it out. Because it's always self serving. You're a bunch of fucking narcissists. You only care about yourselves. You don't care about the American people. It's all about fucking power to you. And then you got your idiot lemmings that sit there and go, "Oh, yeah, we believe you. Oh, yes, we will follow you to the end of the earth." Well, that's what you're going to get if you follow those assholes. The end of the earth. Might as well just follow them right off the end of the cliff while you're at it. Jeez. And I love their projection. Oh my God, I love their projection. How they sit there and say it's always our fault.
We would have the TSA already funded if it weren't for the fact that President Trump and the Republicans have voted it down for 11 times.
Bullshit. It's you assholes that have voted it down 11 times. Look at the fucking votes. Let's see. It says Democrats. No. Not Republicans. It says Democrats. No. Again, obviously, you think we're fucking dumb, but we're not. I can read. Holy crap. You dumbasses have your heads so far up your asses, you will never see daylight in your lifetimes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, it is crazy. Uh, Everything you assholes touch is it costs 10 times more than what it should. It's like that bridge that got taken down by that ship in Maryland. Here was that fucking happened 2 years ago. Why ain't the new one up? How hard is it to build the new one? All you've got is a little section of it built. And now it's going to cost, what did they say, 5 times more than what it originally was supposed to cost? How the fuck did that happen? Oh, Democrats. Somebody's pockets need to be lined. Well, my buddy down the road here that runs the construction company wants an extra $500,000 for this and for to pay his make sure his wife's got that nice car and this Joe Blow down here needs another million to take care of this. Fuck your buddies. Now, I'm not saying the Democrats alone do that shit. The Republicans do it too. Like I said before, one party, two names. And that's what's sad about this country. Look at John Thune playing his goddamn games with the uh, Save America Act and all the other legislation that President Trump wants to get through, and he's sitting on it and not doing a damn thing. He's outweighing Trump, hoping to lose the midterms so that way he can just wash his hands of it all. And then he can say, oh, well, we tried to get it done. We just couldn't seem to get it done. He's a waste of a human. He's bought and paid for. These politicians are just the nastiest people. And the bad part is, we're too dumb to not elect somebody different. We keep electing the same assholes because look at they're all career politicians, 30, 40, 45, 50 years in office. Are you fucking kidding me? Spending a career in fucking office? Give me a break. That's not what it was designed for, people. We need term limits badly. If there was ever a time we needed a convention of states to get term limits as an amendment to the Constitution, it's now. It'll never happen. It'll never happen. Because we can't get two people to agree on shit in this country. It's amazing. I mean, it just startles me how bad things are. I don't know what it's going to take because it's just everything. Everybody's been too dumbed down. Too dumbed down. You can't have an intelligent conversation with hardly anybody. It's amazing because I try to. I mean, I look at. I try to have intelligent conversations with people. I try. I really do. I try to sit down and talk to people and just to see what their thoughts are about certain things and whatever. And it is like talking to a wall. I mean, they have no idea what's going on in the world. They have no idea what's going on in their own country, their own town. It's sad. It's sad. And I wish I could tell you an answer or give you an answer on, well, it can. It needs to begin with education, but we don't have an education system in this country. And that's why I'm glad President Trump shut down the Department of Education because it was a waste of money. He also needs to shut down the Department of Energy because there's another waste of money. That was part of the climate change activism thing. But anyway, I digress. Well, anyway, I've now that I got my blood pressure up there. Oh, these people today. There was just too much that happened this week that it just really s- just set me off. This whole week I just was mad because people are just dumb, dumb as hell. Oh well. Until the next time. Hey, please be careful out there. Watch out for yourselves. These Muslims are doing stuff out in the open. Be careful. They don't care. Um, they're declaring victory already. Just watch yourselves. Watch where you're at. Watch what's going on around you. Take care of each other. If something happens, take care of one another. Um, please. That's all I can say. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. This has been Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. I am Bob Benham. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Until next time, take care of yourselves, please. Bye bye.